guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me right here at my YouTube channel. This is where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, TV shows, and, I feel like we're at the point now where most people who have wanted to see the new Mortal Kombat has seen it. I've got my review on the channel. Make sure you check that out. I liked it for the most part. I didn't love it, but I liked it for the most part. There was a lot of stuff it got wrong, but a lot of the key stuff that it had to do, it got right. But I thought that I would take a minute here and just rank the Mortal Kombat movies from worst to best. Now, this includes Mortal Kombat, the 1995 movie. This includes Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the sequel to that movie. This includes the animated direct-to-video movie Mortal Kombat The Adventure Begins. I believe that's what it was called. Mortal Kombat The Adventure Begins. This also includes, I included this even though it's not really a movie, I included Mortal Kombat Legacy. It was a series of shorts that premiered on the internet first, and it has been since cut into something that kind of resembles a movie. And then I included Mortal Kombat Legacy Scorpion's Revenge, the newer animated movie. And then I included the newest movie, Mortal Kombat 2021. So we're going to go from worst to best here and see how my list compares to your list. So at the bottom of the list, at number 6, is Mortal Kombat The Adventure Begins. So this came out to coincide, this came out on VHS, back in 1995 to coincide with the release of the original Mortal Kombat movie, and it was kind of supposed to be a prequel to that movie, even though it didn't make any sense as a prequel. It almost acted as a standalone Mortal Kombat adventure that was supposed to tie into the movie, but it really didn't. The animation was really bad. It was horrible computer animation. It was a horribly animated computer animation cartoon. Like, CGI animation was already kind of bad back then. Remember, 1995 was the year that Toy Story came out, so it was already fairly new, but this was just bad for its time. Like, it felt like a very, it felt very like any, like, sorry, not NES. This felt very N64 cut screen movie quality. Like, it was just really, really bad. And then the plot just didn't make any sense either in the context of what it was saying that it was versus what it actually was. So number 6 is Mortal Kombat The Adventure Begins. All right, number 5. Number 5 is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Oh my gosh, this is like the template. This is the template for bad sequel. Everything about this movie was worse than the 1995 version. Literally everything. The fight sequences were dumb. The dialogue was atrocious. The special effects were awful. There was stuff in it that just didn't make any sense story-wise. This was a movie that was made as fast as it possibly could to capitalize on the success of the first movie, and you could just tell that the thought process behind the studio was throw in as many characters as you can from the games. Even if they have no backstory, even if it doesn't make any sense to throw them in. As many characters as you possibly can. And it showed. Like, it was obvious that that was the thought process. And the movie really suffered for it. So Mortal Kombat Annihilation is number 5. Alright. Number 4 is Mortal Kombat Legacy. Again, it really was just a series of short Mortal Kombat straight to internet type stories that was kind of cut together to make something that resembled a movie. And it really, I mean, if you watch it all together, it really feels that way. I mean, it is told in chapters, so that's clearly what it is, but it just feels very chopped up. So it falls ahead of Annihilation and The Adventure Begins because it at least, got it right here actually, it at least is willing to take the characters seriously. You know, the violence is hard-hitting, the tone is very adult. It does things in this movie that feels like they respect what Mortal Kombat is, even though it's not really a movie. So it gets props for me for that. So that's number 4. All right, number 3. Number 3 is the 2021 Mortal Kombat. it did a lot of things right. You know, great iteration of Scorpion, very good iteration of Sub-Zero. A lot of the costumes were spot on, a lot of the characterizations were spot on. And again, the fatalities, the brutalness of the fights, a lot of it felt very Mortal Kombat. I mean, it was what I was looking for in a Mortal Kombat movie. But it also gave me a lot of stuff that I wasn't looking for in a Mortal Kombat movie. I want the tournament. I don't care about Shang Tsung trying to kill everybody before the tournament begins. No, I don't care about that. Show me the tournament. We got a Mortal Kombat movie, but no Mortal Kombat. so this, and Cole Young, why would you invent a character that nobody cares about when you've got a roster of literally hundreds of characters that Mortal Kombat fans care about? It just, the decisions just didn't make sense. And I wanted it to be better. And it just wasn't. So it was good, but far from great. So that's number 3. All right, number 2. Number 2 is Mortal Kombat Legacy Scorpion's Revenge. It is the direct-to-video animated movie that just came out. I mean, it came out less than a year ago. And this is what the new movie should have been. The plot is fantastic. So one of the problems I had with the new movie was that it really kind of nerfed Liu Kang. Liu Kang is the main character in Mortal Kombat. Not Cole Young. No, Liu Kang is the main character in Mortal Kombat. And Scorpion's Revenge acknowledges that Liu Kang is the main character. And we get those moments where it's clear, yes, Liu Kang is the main character of Mortal Kombat. He is the hero of Mortal Kombat. We get that. That storyline is acknowledged here. But it's also very much a movie that makes Scorpion right with Liu Kang as one of the heroes of the movie. And I really appreciated that as well. Johnny Cage had his moments to shine. Sonya Blade had her moments to shine. A lot of the other characters were there, and them being there made sense. The movie was very violent, very brutal. Guys, there was this is what the new movie should have been. The new movie should have been a live-action version of this film. And it would have been great. But because it wasn't, this movie's better. Because it had the tournament, but it also had the Scorpion storyline that we care about. So, that's number 2. But number 1, and yeah, I get it. This is all nostalgia talking here. And I'm not a guy who pretends that nostalgia has no effect on me. You know, I don't like, well, nostalgia means nothing to me. I will be completely unbiased. That's not me. Nostalgia does have an effect on me. And I will be biased on some things because of nostalgia. And that's where Mortal Kombat 1995 comes in. I get it. It's cheesy. It's cheesy. And it's more cheesy. The special effects are a little wonky. There's one speck of blood in a movie called Mortal Kombat. I get it. But this movie just works for me. This movie hits me in all the emotional feels that a nostalgia movie needs to hit me in. I watch this movie and instantly I'm transported back to being 14 years old in the movie theater with my dad watching Mortal Kombat. And I love it. I love it. I love Mortal Kombat. I'm there. I said it. I love the 1995 Mortal Kombat. Yeah. I mean, it was a movie that introduced me to a lot of Hollywood concepts, you know. It for that time period, it was a relatively diverse movie. It had a Asian lead. Now Robin Shaw did not get the top billing, Christopher Lambert did, but Robin Shaw was the lead. It had a strong female character that I cared about and was rooting for. There was just a lot of stuff in this movie that just really made me care about those things. And I think that makes the movie stronger. Now, I realize a lot of people look at Mortal Kombat today and they accuse it of whitewashing with Raiden and whatnot. But for me, for the time period, I look at it and I'm like, yes, that was a diverse movie. and it opened me up. It opened my eyes to, you know, hey, this is an Asian American actor that I am enjoying and loving and rooting for, empathizing with, identifying with. This is a strong woman that I'm rooting for, identifying with, feeling empathy for. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just defending it too hard, but I really like the first Mortal Kombat. So, anyways, that's how I would rank the Mortal Kombat movies. What is your ranking on the Mortal Kombat movies? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your take on it. While you're down there commenting, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out a lot of content, and I want to make sure that you're up to date with everything that I'm doing. And as always, thank you so much for joining me right here at the LQ Review, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we'd love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you later.